call coming
during
in.
the meeting?
I don't know. Let me grab it. Hello? Hello? Oh, good timing. I was just talking about the directory. You're calling because you're confused about the links between the directory and Ubora? And you're a bit tired of new reporting requirements being sent to you from Atlanta? Well, I don't blame you. Last time I was in a country office, I was overwhelmed looking at all the deadlines that you all have to juggle. Let me see if I can help explain. I'll talk to my team and give you a call back. Someone's a bit confused about the links between the directory and Ubora.
Yeah, can you help them out?
I'll try. Let me explain. Right now, we really need to get a full picture of our program and project portfolio at CARE. And in order to do that, we don't have an integrated system to collect all the pieces of information we need. So we have 3 different ways of getting that information. One is through Scala. We get financial information about our programs and our projects. The second way is through the Agreements and Sub-Agreements database, or the ASA, which sends in information about our grants and contracts. And then the third way is through the Program and Project Directory, which gives all the descriptive information and also talks about our activities and our outputs. So that really, all that information together helps provide the information we need to know about what's going on with our program. Now, it's a little bit confusing because there's 3 different ways of sending in data through those 3 different systems. The role of Ubora is really on the back end. It takes all of that data together that's been submitted and looks at it in one place and takes one picture, one comprehensive look at it to analyze it and report on it. So that process is streamlined. And the thing that I think is a little bit confusing is whether or not the directory is part of Ubora or not.
Right.
And I think that just like we get information submitted into Scala, Ubora pulls that out. Same thing with the directory. Information submitted into the directory, Ubora pulls that out, and then it's incorporated into all of the rest of our information.
That makes sense.
So I do think that as you're entering your information into the directory throughout the year, know that it is going into Ubora. So I hope that that helps clarify the links between the directory and Ubora.
Yeah, thanks.
Sure. I do want to just summarize real quickly that the PQAT is filled in by the country office and is submitted through Ubora twice a year, 15 January, 15 July, depending on the quarter that it was applied. And the directory information is entered ongoing throughout the year, updating existing programs and projects and entering new information as they come in. And on September 1st, that's the key date when the ACD of Program Quality is responsible for looking over that information, making sure it's all correct and up to date, so that then we can take it out after that date and use it for analysis and reporting.
Is that what they're calling the certification process?
Yes, that's the certification process. So that is September 1st, not July 10th anymore. We heard from feedback that there's a lot going on in July. So we changed the date to say September 1st, and that's when that sign-off, that review by the ACD Program Quality happens. So that's it for programming.
Great. You know, it's exciting that we're going to be able to include more programming information this year.
Yeah.
So I guess we talked about programming and we talked about resources. I want to talk about program support. And probably the biggest change to program support this year is we'll be adding the program support assessment from it. And this is a relatively new tool. The Deputy Regional Directors Program Support have designed it over the past year, and they implemented it at the end of FY10. And this tool, it evaluates country offices twice a year in key areas of program support that are really considered critical to ensuring good internal control and compliance with CARE procedures and major donors' rules and regulations. The Program Support Assessment Tool looks at several different areas. It's got procurement, property management, vehicle management, human resources, and then there's another grouping called Other, which includes IT, legal, lease, facility management, and telephone usage. The DRD program supports will complete this tool based on assessments they conduct in country offices. The assessments are going to include CO visits, discussion with relevant staff, and a review of some other information they'll be asking for.
Wow, Jeff, that's similar to the way Ubora includes finance benchmark information.
Yeah, that's right. So we're going to capture the high-level rating from the program support assessment tool, just as we do with the finance benchmark tool.
Isn't there one more program support indicator?
Yes, there is.
What is that?
The safety and
That's
security
right. Tool. And you've been working with that team.
I have. I'm actually very excited. This year was the first time we included the safety and security indicators.
You mean in FY10?
FY10 was the first year. But after the first submission, the safety and security unit realized that the information that they're getting back is not going to be as useful as they could have hoped it would have been. So in working with them, we've made a few changes, and they're re-energized and they're ready to push out a new tool. And so we're pretty confident that this year it's going to give them the information that they need for their analysis.
Great.
So in the last indicator I want to talk about on the program support side, we get actually from the internal audit department and CARE USA. And this is reports. We take information directly from the reports they issue throughout the year, and we put those final indicators into our Ubora reports. So to summarize, who can tell me what indicators country offices need to submit as far as the program support? Sarah.
Yes. Well, they submit the program support assessment tool.
Now that doesn't come directly from the country office.
Oh, that's right. Deputy Regional Directors of Program Support submit that.
Yeah. LaWanda.
The safety and security tool.
You're right on target.
Teacher's pet.
Well, what can I say?
And then also, let's not forget we get internal audit information directly from the internal audit department.
Right.
So we are moving around the triangle. I think the last thing we have left is the top part, which is impact.
That's
Sarah,
right.
can you tell us what's going on with that?
Sure, I would love to, but this is a tricky one. All across the organization, we're wrestling with how to best gather evidence of our impact, and it's no easy task. But we know that having long-term programs is going to help us achieve greater impact, so that's definitely an important first step. As for actually measuring this impact, well, we've started to put the pieces in place. So just a brief update, I don't know if you all have heard about this yet or not. A long-term impact measurement strategy has been developed and approved by the executive management team, and that outlines the 7 different components that we think we need in order to measure CARE's impact, both quantitative and qualitatively. And we've conducted an assessment, a readiness, a capacity assessment, looking across the organization and trying to identify what's missing in order to enable us to measure our impact, and what sorts of resources and capacities we need to develop in order to really be able to do this moving forward. And then also the guidance about impact measurement at the country office level is being developed and will be rolled out in FY11, so that'll be exciting to see. And then finally, the directory, which I talked about earlier, that's the one component of the impact measurement strategy that's already been funded and been developed. Although it's not collecting outcome and impact data yet, hopefully over the next year or two, it will start to be able to include impact indicators. And these will be global impact indicators based on the Millennium Development Goals. And those indicators are under development right now.
Okay. So I think we've talked all about the triangle and all the tools that we're going to get directly.
Wait.